Most product design firms won't tell you this until after you've paid them. You get your first beautiful 3D design. You write a $15,000 check. You send it to the factory, and that's when the nightmare starts. The factory engineer looks at it and says, "This can't be built. The tolerances don't work. The assembly is backwards. The materials won't survive production." It's not a product, it's a pretty picture. This happens because many firms do industrial design and skip mechanical engineering entirely. After more than 2,000 products, I've watched this exact scenario destroy hundreds of inventors. Today, I'm going to show you how to spot this trap before you waste your money and your time. Point 1. The misaligned incentive. Here's what nobody tells you. Most design firms don't get paid based on whether your product succeeds. They get paid by the hour. Their business model isn't built on outcomes. It's built on billable time. The longer your project drags on, the more money they make. I've seen firms stretch concept development into 6 months when it should take 6 weeks. And for a simpler project, possibly not at all, and at hundreds of dollars per hour. And here's the darkest part. They have zero incentive to tell you your idea won't work, because that conversation ends their revenue stream. So instead, junior engineers do the work, senior engineers review it, both bill time. You're paying twice for the same deliverable. At Rabbit, we flip this completely. Our phase 1 is designed to kill bad ideas fast, not milk them slowly. And here's your first red flag. If a firm wants to go right to prototyping, run. But even if you find a firm with the right incentives, there's a deeper misunderstanding about what you're actually buying. Most inventors think they're paying for a product design. They're not. Point 2, the skin versus skeleton fallacy. Think of it like this. Industrial design is choosing the right color for your car. Mechanical engineering is building the engine that makes it run. Most design firms are really just industrial design studios. They make things look really good, but they can't make them work. Here's a brutal truth. A gorgeous 3D render takes 20 to 40 hours. Real engineering takes 200 to 400 hours of physics, material science, and manufacturing reality for something that's complex. I had a client come to me with a $25,000 design from another firm. Beautiful renders, but completely unbuildable. Why? No one calculated the stress loads on the hinges. At Rabbit, our average engineer has 27 years of experience because he can't fake mechanical engineering. You only learn it by seeing what fails in production. That's why we never start with CAD. We never start with pretty pictures. We start with patent research and product evaluation to validate the physics and economics first. Point 3, the invisible cost trap. Here's what quietly kills most products. The design decisions made in the first 30 days determine 80% of your lifetime manufacturing costs. Most design firms don't think about design for manufacturing. Why? They've never manufactured anything at scale. They're just making prototypes. So they'll specify custom fasteners when standard ones cost 1/10, parts that require painting, finishing, or secondary assembly, designs that add $5 to $15 per unit without even realizing it. Now do the math. If you're trying to sell a product for $39 on Amazon and your unit cost is $42, you don't have a product. You have an expensive lesson. Manufacturability and unit economics must be validated before anyone opens the CAD software. Over the years, we've saved clients millions by catching these invisible costs early, not after tooling is paid for. But let's say you avoid all that. You hire the right firm. They do real engineering. They design for manufacturing. You're feeling confident. Then they hand you a prototype. That's where 90% of inventors make their final fatal mistake. If any of this is making you second guess the firm you're about to hire, good. That instinct just saved you thousands. I've opened up free strategy sessions where we'll evaluate your product idea, show you exactly where the landmines are, and give you a clear roadmap before you write any checks. Click the link below. Let's make sure you're building something that can actually be manufactured and sold, not just something that looks good on a computer screen. Point 4, the prototype illusion. Most inventors think a working prototype made from 3D printing parts means they're ready to manufacture. That assumption is financial suicide. Here's why. 3D printing uses different materials, different tolerances, and different assembly methods than real production. I see this pattern constantly. Someone shows me a 3D printed prototype that works perfectly. Then we machine it from production materials and it fails immediately. Why? 3D printed plastic is not 100% the same as a production injection molded plastic part. Parts that snap together in a prototype won't fit in production. The tolerances are backwards. Your perfect fit prototype becomes massive gaps in real manufacturing. I've seen clients waste $50,000 or injection molded tooling based on a 3D printed prototype, only to discover the parts don't fit when made correctly. So now you're probably asking, Adam, if everyone else is doing this wrong, how does Rabbit actually do it right? Let me show you. Point 5, the Rabbit solution. After developing over 2,000 products, I've learned this. The 5% who succeed validate the business opportunity first, then build the product to fit the model. Here's our phase 1 process that flips the entire industry upside down. Before CAD, before prototypes, before factories. Step 1, patent research and whitespace analysis. Use AI-powered visualization maps of patent data across 131 countries, so you see exactly where you can innovate legally, not after you've designed something that infringes. Step 2, technical feasibility and product evaluation. Our senior engineers validate, can this be made, how this should be made, and where this should be made, before you fall in love with an unbuildable product. Step 3, go-to-market strategy, where we map your target buyer, sales channels, your revenue model, so you know if the business is viable, not just if the product is possible. Only after all 3 check out do we move to design and prototyping. This entire process costs less than most firms charge for a prototype alone, and it eliminates 95% of the surprises that bankrupt inventors. The result, you get to market 3 months faster, spend less money overall, and launch a more profitable product because it was designed for manufacturing and to launch as a business from day one. Most design firms don't fail you because they're bad people. They fail you because their incentives, skills, and processes are broken. They sell skin without building the skeleton. They design pictures, not products. If you want to win, you must validate before you design, engineer before you render, and prove the business before you spend $1 on tooling. Now you know why 95% of design firms will waste your money and how to spot the traps before you pay. But knowing this and applying it to your product are 2 very different things. If you want to validate your idea the right way with patent research, technical feasibility, and a real go-to-market strategy before you risk your savings, click the link below to book a free strategy session with me. We'll walk through your product, identify the landmines, and give you the smartest next step before you hire anyone. And when you're done, watch my video, What Patent Attorneys Won't Tell You After Filing Over 1,000 Patents. It exposes the other expensive traps that kill products before design even begins. Now click the video on the screen now.